Hey guys, SeanB. Today I want to talk about the selective summon event and the top 10 monster that you can pick that are not in the top 10 monster that people pick according to the statistic right here. For new summoner, I think Wind Phoenix, amazing option. The other unit, I'm not too sure. They might be good, they might not be so good. But anyway, Wind Phoenix, very good for giants, amazing for early game progression. The other unit, you can pick them, they're gonna do okay for your TOA, whatever, but it is not super important. For existing and returning user, I feel like this is an okay list. However, things like Window Could Be Lord or Water Spectre Princess, I am not too sure about them. Okay, why they here? Why they so popular? I feel like they shouldn't be that popular. But I'm gonna give you my list, top 10 Nat 5 monster that are not according to this list. Okay. And if you didn't pick the thing that I talk about, it is totally fine. Don't worry about it. The most important thing for me is you play the game your way and have your fun. I think that is more important than chasing the endless pay-to-win meta in Summoners War. So let me talk about my top 10 that are not like this list. You can choose any one of this. It is totally fine. Don't worry about it. Because if you regret your choice, you can always choose another unit after April 30. So if you're a new player and you chose Tashaw, you can progress really fast. And if you feel like your Giants team doesn't need to be that fast, or you can farm a bit slower because you are not a whale, you can ditch Tashaw and choose a PvP unit after April 30. Or you summon a dupe, you can always choose another unit. Oh wait, that is the 4-star section. I mean, you can choose again, okay, here. For the 4-star, you can choose whatever the hell you want, okay? Let me check the 4-star. It looks pretty standard. Those are very good PvE 4-star unit. Makes sense. In my personal opinion, you can achieve PvE in this game very easily without any 5-star at all. And you can do dungeon at a decent speed as well. Not like 30 seconds, but you don't have to have 30-second run because your crystal cannot handle it. Look at my crystal. They're all gone. If I don't buy packs constantly because I run a 20-second Giants team, my crystal go down very quickly and I don't have crystal to play anymore. If I don't buy packs constantly, which I don't, by the way, I don't buy pack constantly, you don't need a crazy fast team for any dungeon whatsoever. But PvP unit can really make a difference because at the end of the day, that is where you actually play the video game. You play in Siege, Wargale Battle, and RTA. So I think picking a PvE Nat 5 is kind of a waste, in my opinion. Okay, you can disagree, it is totally fine. One of my most used water support unit is Adriana, the Water Pudding Princess. I use her so much, I have two because she is that amazing. Because she is like the queen of buff in guild content and maybe even RTA. You can use her with any fast ignore defense unit and it is going to be a free win in your Siege offense. So this is one of the strongest one-shot team for Siege offense. The other two damage dealer are 5-star as well, but you can definitely replace them with anything that ignore defense, and you can pair with Adriana for the turn 1 speed boost. Even if you have one of them, the water series or the water magic sword girl thingy, even if you have one of them, you can still use this team very, very easily by replacing the other one with like a Kali, a Covenant, or just anything that ignore defense. And Adriana is gonna be the main buffer for this team because she is having a high base speed and she buff speed as well, which means your team is gonna move first very, very easily compared to the enemy team. A budget-friendly option will be using Miyang and other ignore defense unit. I also like using Lachmaron or Teor or Elsharian or Theomas. There are so many other attack speed scaling one-shot unit that can be used with this. For example, we're gonna try to kill Elsharian. Very good damage. And then we're gonna try to snipe this thing. Could not get the snipe right there, unfortunately. So the revive is gonna come up. But don't worry. If you're not fighting top defenses, the Lachmaron with a simple build on Swift is going to do a massive amount of damage. All right, what do I actually do? Can I Oblivion? We take away the revive. We might stun. Big stun right there. He stole the attack buff. Not a big problem. If I can kill, he's gonna be gone. And then we're gonna focus on the other unit. So both these units, Miyang and Lachmaron, doesn't need crit rate. So for Lagmaron, if you're faster, you have speed buff here, then you will crit all the time. For Miyang, she crit all the time with skill 2 regardless, and she do amazing amount of damage. So if you happen to pick Miyang from your 4-star option, I'm not sure if she's a holder hero unit, then you can build this team as well. Very, very solid unit. My second water PvP unit is going to be Heigang. Even though he's not super meta in the high rank RTA, I think overall Heigang is still one of the most unique water unit for PvP. His passive allow you to abuse more than half of AoE buff stripper in the game because they all comes with some kind of debuff, and you can cleanse all that debuff, boost your team attack bar, and strip the enemy team, and then destroy them with your actual follow-up debuff team. So he is an amazing unit and very hard very hard to counter for casual player in RTA. If you use him and your rank is not like super high in RTA, you can climb fast because people don't really know how to counter him. He's so annoying, and you can use him in your arena offense as well. If you come across this kind of unit that strip into debuff, Heigang is incredible. It punished them really, really well. For example, I'm fighting this Zen right here who can strip into debuff. Okay, he did not strip. Very annoying. Oh, he stripped right there. Look at me. The Chandra boost attack bar of the enemy team, you saw that. But the Heigang attack bar boost is ridiculous when they strip into debuff. And now you cut in between. You control their unit. You slap them with a despair stun, and then you start killing them, and there's nothing they can do about it because they have used their biggest strip in the very first turn. And when you cleanse your teammate, you can also gain free attack bar. He's like the free-to-play ragdoll in a way against debuff stripper cleanser, which exists everywhere in Summoners 1 nowadays. So when they accidentally strip you and you have debuff on you, you can also cleanse the debuff. He is ridiculous. Like, he might not have the craziest win rate in RTA right now because the meta in high rank is very single target, damage, snipe kind of style. But in the middle rank where people just play whatever and they don't super hard counter your Heigang, he is a pain in the ass. Very, very strong unit. I don't really know why she is so popular for returning user. Is it because she's a mommy? Is that what you guys are going for? But if you look for a water HP bruiser, I think Chandra is still one of the best water HP bruiser in the game right now. The universal speedy allow him to be good in both guild content and RTA. The AoE slow is incredible. The protection, the skill 1 damage can easily go up to 10,000 every single hit if you build this guy with crit damage, and he crit all the freaking time. If you look for RTA replay with Chandra, there will be endless team combination for you to play off because he is one of the most popular water unit right now in RTA for speed lead, for damage, for support, for AoE slow debuff, and he's not very hard to play, not very hard to use. You can also build him on Despair or Vile or Swift. He is very, very rune build friendly. He's not gonna suck up all your best rune. Even with okay-ish rune, he's gonna start performing really, really well. You may make an argument for Water Twin Angel. This unit is also one of the most popular water speedy for RTA specifically because of the amazing Jack of all trades skill kit. However, playing this unit is not simple. He has 6 skill and you have to play 2 skill every single turn, and if you're not used to it and you don't know what the hell you're doing with your reduced cooldown time, with your attack bar boost, then you're gonna fumble and lose very easily. And this unit requires you to have very good Swift Rune or Vile because it is usually required to go first for the AoE strip as well. So playing this unit is really hard. Chandra is like the dumber version. And me personally, I don't even touch the Water Twin that much because it is very complicated to play and it requires very good runes. However, I can always pick Chandra here and there and get a win because of his amazing damage output and amazing support capability. One of my most favorite Chandra team is going to be Chandra together with Jade, because Jade can hug Chandra and Chandra can hug Jade. It is a very wholesome team together with whatever support you feel like using that can provide maybe defense breaks so they can do more damage and can utilize the cooldown support of Jade. So we're gonna go in, we're going to hug Jade, and then we're gonna slow the enemy team. After that, I'm going to immunity up. I'm going to hug the Vela Jewel right here. Oh, no defense break right there. I'm going to try to hug the stun the Chandra maybe. Stun the Chandra again. No stun. Oh, that's going to be annoying. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The revenge. Oh, wait. Nobody's hugging Chandra. Unbelievable. Feel bad for him. Because he's the one protecting the teammate. But nobody's protecting Chandra. We're going to reduce cooldown the team. And now we can start hugging again. Oh, I have hug on Chandra. I can also hug Jade. We're now hugging one another. You see that? 2 hug unit, but 3 hug effect on the field. We are always hugging one another. And then trying to find a defense break situation though. So I can start doing damage. Very good. All right, who's hugging her? I think Chandra's hugging her. Boom. Very good damage. Boom. More damage. Boom. Even more damage. Chandra is amazing. And very simple to play. And I think that is actually quite important because a lot of people in my community have picked up the Water Twin Angel. And they suddenly realized that, wow, this unit is really hard to play. The RTA tournament player make it look very simple to play. But in reality, to use all that skill effectively all the time and to go first with a unit and to have a follow-up unit to make it matter is not very, very simple. We're going to hug the Jade once again. Get some slow debuff on the enemy team. If you happen to crit with a skill 3, it can also do very, very good damage. But it doesn't happen very often because most Chandra users nowadays will build with crit damage and almost 0 crit rate if possible to maximize the stat in all the other departments. Ouch, that kind of hurt a little bit, but we're gonna take care of the enemy Chandra, and that is it. Amazing bruiser unit for this kind of team. Is very, very fun to play. For the win department, if you don't have Leo, you take Leo. Like, no question, no debate whatsoever. You don't have Leo, you pick Leo. About Tiana. So Tiana is also a very unique monster in the game with the strip that will not be resisted, which is one of a kind in this game, and also boost attack bar. But she's only good in arena up until a certain point. After that, people start outspeeding you very easily because her base speed is garbage. So I'm not sure if I can recommend her wholeheartedly anymore because I don't even use her that much. I can't use her in arena. I can't use her in RTA. I can't really use her in Siege as well because if Galleon fail, like she's not the one failing, but if Galleon fail, my offense team will fail. So I'm not too sure about a Tiana choice in 2025. However, there are many other options that are amazing as well. One of my most used unit nowadays in Siege is Sonia. So you can use Sonia in Arena and Siege very effectively. And if you happen to have Adriana, then you can have one of the best snipe team in the game. So you don't have to run Water Series if you don't have her. But if you have this unit, then Sonia is going to be absolutely incredible because you can use any other unit in her slot to one-shot the enemy Vanessa, and then the Sonia can one-shot the other unit, and that is like the new age snipe com. So I feel like if you want to have a solid unit that you can use in PvP every day, multiple times, that is win element, Sonia has to be a very, very top option because building her is not hard. You simply need speed, crit rate, and attack because thanks to her passive, if you outspeed them, you do an incredible amount of damage that you don't need crit damage to do a stupid, and I say stupid, amount of damage on almost any unit. And it makes doing arena, it makes doing siege content so much easier. You just have to click 1-2 times, and if you farm good runes enough, you don't really have to worry about RNG because if you kill, you kill. You don't have to rely on defense break of Galleon. And once again, you don't have to have crit damage on her. A lot of people make a mistake by trying to build crit damage on her, but then I'm using speed, crit rate, and attack. I can focus on having higher attack to make sure I always ignore defense. I can make sure I have high speed to always outspeed the enemy, to catch up with my buffer, to ignore defense immediately after my buffer take a turn. And that allows me to kill all the time without relying on the RNG that is Galleon. I think the biggest curse to Tiana, not to mention the base speed, is the sad reality that Galleon is the only unit in the game that can attack buff and defense break in the same skill, and that just nerfed Tiana like a whole lot. And without Galleon, all the combo with Tiana are not exactly super amazing. Like, you can still use them, but they're just not that amazing. Meanwhile, ignore defense is on the rise and been on the rise for a very, very long time. So I would pick Sonia over Tiana, to be honest. Another unit that I use a lot that is win for PvP in both Siege and RTA is the Wind Bayek, aka Shahad, the Wind Desert Warrior. This guy is amazing. He put out so much dot with the passive. He also silenced enemy for 2 turns, which means last chance for them to get a skill out even with a violent proc, and he gained a ridiculous amount of attack bar when they take damage from dot. So he is amazing into bruiser fight because he burned the enemy down so quickly. With dot damage, I don't have to worry about how tanky they actually are because they are dying to dot. If they are squishy, he does more damage according to his max HP, so you only have to build him to be tanky. He awakened into accuracy, so a bit extra accuracy in slot 2, and in the other rune substat, you have a decent amount of accuracy together with the artifact as well, so you can use him in so many different situations, and he does so much damage. It's incredible. If you pair this guy with another dot unit, like Nora for example, to strip and put dots, and he's gonna go crazy. Trust me. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna take care of some of the immunity, we're gonna put some dots on them. So the dot from Nora plus the dot from this guy, look at the attack bar is gonna gain. So one unit take a turn, bar, look at that, he's moving again immediately. Oh shit, that sucks, huh? Anyway, you cleanse dot, you think that's gonna be over? We're gonna reapply all the fun stuff on you once again. Look at that, he's moving again. And then pop more dot for you, and then some more dot for you right there. Unfortunately, he's not very good into fire unit because they would not take debuff too easily from him. But other than that, the rest of the enemy, they're going to take so much damage. He is one of the rare wind unit that can actually kill a Juno, because he also does a very good raw damage according to his max health. So even without landing dot, he's still doing a decent amount of damage unless we're Oblivion, which is a small problem because that will take away almost everything that he's well known for. But don't worry, by this time, they're dead anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And this Kumar is gonna burn down as well. I love using dot in turn-based game because it allows me to have shitty runes and still beat very well-built, well-designed team, because dot just do raw damage according to their max health. So, hey, amazing rune you have right there. Too bad they're gonna die to dot anyway. So, I love this kind of unit, and I love this playstyle a lot. You can also put him into a dot team for your arena if they don't have any cleanser. Then dot team also go crazy in arena because you can burn all these annoying units that could potentially survive your cleave with dot. So here we go. We're gonna put some dots on you. We're gonna block you from healing right there. And he also worked really well with units that deal more damage according to debuff, like the fire hacker. They're gonna go down so quickly, they don't even know what the hell is going on. Like, look at the Abelio. Brrr, all gone. And then we're gonna put some more dots over there. And the funny thing about dot is that it will not trigger Abelio because they're taking damage from debuff. So he doesn't even know that his teammates, they're all dying so quickly to dot damage. It is an incredible team, and I feel like it is still not well known enough that you can just dot everything, everywhere, every time. Love it, man. Really, really love this unit. I think he is super, super underrated for PvP. And if you're an RTA addict, you definitely want to get your hands on Oliver. I think Sierra is really cool, but Oliver is still the king of RTA right now. He has been nerfed like 2-3 times at this point, but after all that, he is still the king of speed lead in RTA. He controls everybody and their mom at the same time. He can also deal damage. He can be built on Despair, Vial. You can build him on speed defense, HP like mine to bait Sonia player. You can build him super high damage, speed crit attack, whatever you want. He is still one of the best RTA speed lead unit in the game that can be paired well with so many different kind of team. You can pair with any water unit that can strip, and suddenly your Oliver is unstoppable. So I think Oliver is still a very, very good unit for win PvP. And if you need Oliver inspiration, he's being overused so much that there's always going to be a person that you can check out to see what kind of team comp they're running. And usually you'll see Oliver being paired with a water stripper or paired with fire unit that counter him like Sekhmet to maximize his potential. Because if you take away the counter of Oliver, then Oliver is going to be unchecked and very, very strong. And there's so many Oliver Com, from old school team like Oliver Malstrakuni to new school team like Oliver Sekmet Jongnam to Oliver LD5. He works with almost every LD5. So you can always find some sort of Oliver team for you to run in RTA. He's like the cornerstone, the founding piece for so many different RTA team in 2025. I know everyone talks about Rika. Rika is one of the most OG, well-known AoE dot unit in the game that everyone goes for. But nobody talk about Fire Geralt. And I think Fire Geralt agenda needs to be pushed into the meta. I think I use this guy more than Rika because instead of the slow, he get a stun. And if you just land one dot, and if you just land one stun, you decrease the cooldown to 3 turns, which is extremely short for such a powerful skill. You can stun them, dot them, and you decrease defense with skill 2, which allows so many teams to kill even faster. Let's demonstrate. So I use this guy in my dot team a lot. You can use any AoE fire dot, any AoE fire strip, and you just have to put this guy in there. The common theme is max res, high accuracy, and very, very tanky. And if it is the defense that rely on passive to survive like this, and there's no Juno variables, you can burn them in like 2 seconds. It is so good. And unlike Rika, who puts slow debuff on the enemy team, I put stun, which means they can't really attack me, and they take their turn faster, and they die faster. That is incredible. Okay, if they are slowed down, then they can't die. That's the problem. They take their turn. I mean, I take my turn. They don't take their turn. They don't die. It is a waste of time. However, with Fire Geralt, they take their turn faster. They die faster. You save time. Time is money. You save money. Incredible. You save $2 by using Fire Geralt in your arena. It is incredible. And if you run your Fire Geralt in TOA instead of Rika, you add a defense break, which means your max HP scaling damage dealer like, I don't know, Spectra is gonna do even more damage. You kill them even faster. Isn't that amazing? And he's definitely very usable in guild content, just like Rika, because there's always gonna be a bruiser style kind of defense that you can go in with dots and burn them, just like how you do in arena. It's just that you're not gonna burn them as fast because you don't have the fire, what do you call that thing? Fire Grim Reaper here to make the dot stronger. But still, they are dying, and this guy is incredible because he can attack break, this kind of damage dealer, or he can defense break, allowing your whatever follow-up unit to do even more damage. I love this unit so much. I use him so much. I didn't use Rika. He was in one of my G3 RTA core team a couple seasons ago. Love it. And because he's a fire AoE dot unit, you can always find replay of this guy in RTA. He is not a niche unit at all. You can actually pick him fairly frequently. And as you can see, he's always with all the AoE debuff comp to make the team even stronger because the amount of damage he can do, the defense break, the low cooldown, it fits really well in AoE debuff playstyle. Another fire unit that I use a lot in guild content and in RTA is a shower or the fire Bayek from the previous collaboration. He is a jack of all trades fire bruiser unit. In RTA, whenever I don't know what to pick, I pick this guy because he brings pretty much everything. He brings healing, cleansing, damage, defense break. He has silence for 2 turns, and he has heal block as well to deal with all these pesky healer team in RTA. Very good unit. You can use him both in siege offense and siege defense. He's a very popular siege defense unit because he brings everything, and he has an HP lead that can be very good for the team. So usually you will see this guy being paired with Tyrannus for the revive to counter all these one-shot team, and your unique LD5 choice to put in the middle. Whatever LD5 you want to put in, it's gonna be depending on your account. But usually you will see a shower, Tyrannus, and some cool thing. I am testing out a shower Nana and the Wind Twin Angel. I think I got like 1 win last round. It wasn't being used much, but you can always play around with different kind of defense team with the Fire Bayek. And for his rune build for siege content, I like to go with a more heavy damage build. So I go with speed, crit damage, and HP. He won't be too fast, but he'll deal decent amount of damage, and he's gonna be tanky, and he's gonna crush the enemy offense team if he survived the first turn. For RTA, my current build is speed, HP because I need him to be fast and tanky. However, if I can switch this rune to crit damage and still maintain the amount of HP and crit rate that I have right now, which is really hard, I will switch it to crit damage because I've witnessed some fire Bayek doing 6 to 7,000 per hit with this skill on a defense broken unit, and that can one-shot many things. Mine right now will do about 3 to 5,000 depending on how squishy the unit is, with additional damage and some accuracy and artifact. So he doesn't hit hard enough, but he does okay. I use him from time to time when I need something that provide a lot of utilities, but not sure which one that's going to be. I go with Fire Bayek, a very solid unit, and not that hard to build. You can pair Bayek with Ciara, you can pair Bayek with Oliver for speed lead, or you can pair with Chandra, Water Twin Angel. He can fit into all different kind of team just fine. You can always find a spot for the Fire Bayek or a shower in all of your RTA team. He's that versatile, I think that's the word. For the last fire unit that I actively use a lot, I have to give it to Juno. She is, however, very hard to build right because a lot of people build her too slow, too squishy, or the artifact is non-existent. If your artifact don't have additional damage by speed and other stat, your Juno is not going to do any real damage at all. However, if you can farm good artifact in the future, then the Juno damage gonna be improved significantly, and she's gonna be one of your biggest arsenal. No, she's gonna be one of your biggest asset against AoE debuff enemy. She is really good. Mine is on Despair Revenge, speed crit rate, and HP. She pretty much have one of the best Despair rune I can farm in this account over the past 11 years. And I even crafted a rune just for her. I think this one came from last year anniversary event. Allow me to make my Juno looks really good and become much faster as well. So Juno can be used in so many different offense team against enemy defense in Siege. Anytime you see AoE debuff, let's say Nora for example, it is instantly Juno time because that is free healing, free speed buff, a lot of damage, and you can pair with either self healer or damage dealer or the newly buff Aya. Juno Aya is one of the most annoying thing for AoE debuff player right now in RTA, and also one of the best comp to use in Siege battle because they do debuff, Juno heal, Aya do damage, and it's not even a slow fight. It is actually very quick the moment they start putting more debuff on my team. They also die very quickly, and Juno heal a lot and also do very solid damage against them at the same time. Look at that, my Aya is not dying anytime soon. Wow, I can hit Nora for free speed buff, destroy the Nora. Hey, can you debuff me real quick? Thank you very much. Oh, I can put dot onto the thing over there and then kill the Chandra this way. Goodbye to Aya. Oh, Aya's not dead yet, and Juno can definitely finish the enemy Savannah. And I use Juno almost every day in RTA, but you have to farm artifact for her. And everyone start with Giants, so I feel like at some point you're going to have a despair set that will make Juno good. So don't worry too much about not having rune for Juno. It's more about having the artifact for Juno. So always keep a lookout for crit rate slot for despair or revenge and farm some artifact. Okay, Juno need you to do some work. For the last unit, I don't really know. I think that's the problem because I change my mind about unit very frequently. I change the thing I play with almost every day. So I'm not sure what the last unit can be, but I feel like you should pick whatever you have fun with the most, and that is the most important thing. I think if I were to choose a last unit, then I would probably go with, man, it is hard. Like, what do I use every day that I can recommend for you to pick that can actually be used a lot by you as well? That is the biggest question, because if I use the unit a lot, it doesn't mean you can use the unit a lot. Because let's say I use Ethna a lot, but Ethna require a crazy rune set to be useful and also good artifact. Can I really recommend Ethna? I also love She-Ho nowadays, but once again, same problem with Ethna. You also need very good rune, very fast rune, and good artifact for She-Ho to work properly. And can I truly recommend something like Amber? Because I really fucking love Amber. You can use it in TOA Hell, you can use Amber in Siege, and you can use Amber in RTA, but it is a very debuff-centric playstyle, and maybe you don't like that. Maybe you like the snipe style, you like the mouse, you like the Irene. Irene is also very crazy nowadays. With the right team, And you can pick Irene into turn 2 player and demolish them with the Bayek skill 3. It is also very strong. So I don't know. For the last slot, I'm gonna leave it empty. So you tell me what you pick, and that will be the last slot in my list. Okay, I'll leave it to you because I don't know. There's so many good units that I use every single day that I don't know if I can actually recommend it to you. So how about you tell me in the comment section down below your choice? That will be my last choice on the list because there are so many. I don't know. So you tell me. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope you get the dream unit and I hope you like it. But if you don't, you can always change it after April 30.